Here we go. Hello and welcome, everyone. It's Women's Speakers Association, WSA TV. I'm Laura Rubenstein, your host, producer, and on the leadership team. I'm here with the awesome, powerful, and amazing Deb Coleman. Hi, Deb.
Hi, Laura. Good to be here.
Really good to be here with you. And for those of you who are tuning in, we have a really unique show today because what we're talking about is your leadership team. What? You said you didn't know we had a leadership team? Yeah. Deb, you have a really interesting story about WSA and leadership team. And um, just for everybody watching, yes, Women Speakers Association has volunteers, people who are premier members who stepped up and said, we see a need and we want to help. What can we do? Or can we do this? And Deb, you are like the perfect example of this. And it's become the backbone of Women Speakers Association. Tell us how you came to work with and what you do.
Sure, I'd love to. I'm a content marketing strategist, a copywriter, and a speaker, and I empower entrepreneurs and speakers to get really clear about their messaging and then to use strategy to share it online in a way that brings value, engages, and leads to relationships. Very much in alignment with how I see Women Speakers Association, that it's about adding value, it's about engaging, supporting, interacting. We're not just about broadcasting, we're about hearing from our members and responding. And that's exactly how I came to be on the leadership team as part of the Facebook group where I was active. And at that time, that was our only Facebook group that we had. And we had a lot of discussions going on in there. And occasionally there'd be a lot of promotion, which is really not within our guidelines. And uh, Tracy at the time, who I did not know, Tracy Eamon, who's on our executive team and leadership team, was managing that group. And I just kind of reached out to her in a private message and said, hey, I really support everything you're doing. I think you're being really fair to all of us, that we have our moments to share, but that in fairness to the, at that time, maybe 8,000 or 9,000 that were in there, we need to be conscientious about the guidelines. And she said, would you like to have a conversation? And over time, we just had a conversation or two. And she said, would you like to help support us in this way of managing the Facebook group? So it was really a wonderful coming together of where, you know, some of my skill set was. And as I said, I feel like we were aligned in terms of our values and the way we work and our messaging. And that's how I ultimately came to help support others in running the Facebook groups. And now I basically, with some support from the executive team and the other leadership team, help manage the Facebook page, that existing free associate Facebook group that I was in originally, and then our most recent premier closed Facebook group for our premier members.
So we have three online presences that you are now involved with, helping out, ensuring that the quality is delivered, that people really enjoy themselves there, they get value. So this is what I really wanted to point out to everyone and members, especially associate members in the group. And if you have any questions, by the way, is a great place. I'm monitoring the comments, so please put comments in there. We're actually broadcasting from the Facebook page, the Women Speakers Association Facebook page. That's where I'm going to monitor the comments. Hopefully they'll show up wherever you are watching this, but you know, you have this free membership. When you join Women Speakers Association as an associate member, we have this amazing group. You have so much value, so much of a community. And that's what I heard you say, Deb. You're committed to keeping the community thriving, not having spam in there, but really getting people's problems solved or connecting with people, being able to have the visibility done in an organized way. We really are all about helping you get seen, get booked, and get paid. Would you agree?
Exactly. That's exactly what happens there. And we have now grown to, I think it's 11,000 plus members in that free associate Facebook group. So there's a lot of activity. And one of our executive team kind of missions is that we are all of us have a message that needs to be heard. And I know that our president, Gail Watson, and all of us embody and carry that out every day. So that's kind of the reason why we don't have people put all their promotional information in the threads, or I'm sorry, outside the threads and just put it in the feed all the time. Because we have to look at the fact that there are 11,000 people there, and we feel that each one of them has a message that deserves to be seen and highlighted. So we organize our threads and we try to guide people to use them that way so that everyone has an equal voice. Premier members, free associate members, anyone interested in just coming in at the beginning of their speaking career, as well as those who are established professional speakers getting paid to speak. And that's just one of our kind of caveats that we really uphold all the time.
Yeah, so the leadership team behind the scenes is always working to connect you more, to connect you to the resources. We have input on the threads that that go out. We listen to what you're saying, by the way. So does all of the staff at Women Speakers Association, which we're kind of a lean organization here. So we're really tight, and we, as the leadership team, are volunteers, but we're wanting to give back. And we've proven ourselves over time to do that, and then we become a leadership team member. So I really just want to know from you, Deb, what do you love about Women Speakers Association? And if you're watching, tell us what you love about Women Speakers Association in the comment here. And I want to just give a shout out. I see Wendy Hart, you're listening, so hi, Wendy. And anyone else who wants to say where you're at, and tuning in from today, we'd love to let you know how vast this community is. We are in, I don't know, what is it, 120 countries around the world, Deb?
Yes, it is. It is 120 countries. So, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say the reach is expansive, and that's the wonderful thing about Women Speakers Association is we help connect you with people around the world that you might not otherwise get to meet and know somewhat intimately if you choose to do that.
Cool. And I want to also give a shout out to Gina Downing-Hallam. Thanks for being here. And I apologize if I said your name wrong, but thank you for being here. Please let us know what you love about Women Speakers Association. What's the value you love getting out of it and you're excited to get? And Deb, tell me about what you love about Women Speakers Association. Why did you feel called to rise up here?
What I think it's that initial feeling that I got from Tracy in an initial contact with her, and this has rung true with all of the leadership team and our members, that there's just some real openness to listen. And I remember that after helping out for a little while, I was asked to come to the virtual team meetings that we have. As you said, we're always working behind the scenes. And I thought, well, do I really need to be there? I mean, I'm just doing this little part over here. And the message has always been, we all play a role. We all contribute. We all need to be heard and work together. And that just was so welcoming and embracing. And that's partly why my role just expanded over time, because we come to see what each of us can bring, what we're willing to offer, what our skill sets are, and how we blend together. Many of us do similar work out in the world, but there's no real sense of competition here. It's more about what can we do for the membership and who can best do that at this point in time. So I love that, and I see that happening in the groups. I've made connections even when I was not on the leadership team, just by virtue of being on the calls and getting a one-on-one introduction to someone who said, hey, come be on my radio show, or I'd like to talk to you outside of this session that we're having here. That's kind of what we do all the time. Similar to what you do, Laura, with Women Speakers Association TV, WSA TV, is a great resource. And I had a wonderful experience when I was on there. And I'm not unique in that. That's what we hear over and over again. So I'd love it if you share a little bit about that experience for you.
Yeah, it's really interesting because Gail and I were talking, I was premier member, and talking about, gosh, how can we get more visibility for our members? How can we get more visibility for the blog? And I said, video is where it's at. And I'm a digital media marketing strategist, best-selling author of the book, Social Media Myths Busted, The Small Business Guide to Online Revenue. And, so my brain is always thinking about how can I maximize for the organizations I'm part of, for my business, for my clients. How can you bring your brand to the billions out there online, right? And Gail was like, "Well, we have this incredible network. We're doing great work in the group, but we need more public visibility." And I said, let's give our members more visibility. So if you're a new Premier member, you've probably been given the offer to come on WSA TV. And what that is a Facebook Live show where we feature you and your expert advice along with a few other people, new Premier members as well, or longtime Premier members. So, but I've noticed that some people haven't taken advantage of it. They've been offered it and they think they're not ready. Well, maybe Debbie, you can talk about why they should.
Yeah, I absolutely will. And that's because you're in such good hands with Laura, who is the host of our WSA TV programming, because she has a system in place and she knows this in her sleep and she makes it extraordinarily comfortable. And I really have to say that, Laura, I had tech issues like many people when we first come on. Even though you have a little checklist for us, sometimes something goes awry. And you are the calmness in all of that. And you really make it comfortable and you make it easy. It's not really scripted. It's about just letting people tell their stories and guiding them to do it in a way that highlights them. And it's such a great opportunity. My WSA TV appearances are all evergreened in my social media channels, and they connect me with other people. They highlight my services. And I know that Women Speakers Association does that for me, for all of us who are on WSA TV on our many social media channels. But we also allow the member to take that video and do the same. So it's an extraordinary valuable benefit. And I completely get why not everyone thinks it's for them or takes advantage of it. But I highly encourage people to do it, because if you are a speaker, and many of you, that's why you're with us, this is an extremely wonderful way to get your message out in a really easy way with the sophistication and professionalism that many of us don't have or have not set up yet. So I highly encourage people to do it. It was a great experience.
Yeah, and you're not alone in saying that. And it's by design, actually, that I take people who've never been on, I call them, video virgins, and they are so impressed with themselves by the end of the time that they are on Women Speakers Association. Because that was easy. I didn't feel like I was on video. I just felt really comfortable. I felt like I could just share. I make it so simple, and you already know what to say. You've already written it in an application on the application form, and I weave it in such a way to make you look really good. I do the heavy lifting for you. All you have to do is show up. And yes, we have to work through tech issues, but they're less and less nowadays. Everybody's using things like Zoom, and we're using Blue Jeans right now to broadcast to Facebook. We use that right now for Women Speakers Association. We may use something else, but it's all working really smoothly tech-wise typically. And if not, we just reschedule you, we work it out, we get it going for you. And by the end of, I do a 30-minute training with you right before the show to get you all the kinks worked out, and you'll know exactly what to do. And you're not only that, you're going to get some pro video tips. You're going to be like a pro by the end. You learn how to be on camera. And just a few simple tweaks that make a huge difference. It makes you feel so confident. So within that 30 minutes, you're like feeling fine. We go live. You're done in 15 to 20 minutes. And it was a fun time, number one. And number two, you got to connect with other members in a deeper way. So if you're not feeling connected to this community, please come on. Please take advantage of that offer you were given. To be on WSA TV. We have so many different ways to take advantage of connecting the community. Speaking of this brand spanking new Facebook group that you, Miss Debbie, initiated. So I want you to give us an update on how is the Premier group working these days, the new one.
It's been wonderful, right? We have our existing free associate member Facebook group that all of our members, associate and premier, are welcome to be in and participate. It's about 11,000 people, maybe even more at this point. And we have been hearing from premier members again that they would like to be featured. They would like to be able to connect with people a little bit more intimately than you can do with 11,000. And so we felt really strongly that we needed to provide that forum for people in the way of a private Facebook group for Premier members only. It's open to anyone. If you're associate and you're looking to upgrade, that would be one of the things that you would get access to immediately, in addition to, a full range of other benefits and services, where we can have a little more intimate conversation. It's very small at this point. It's growing daily because we're inviting all our Premier members to join us. So if you haven't gotten that invitation, it's coming. Look for it. You can also just request to join the group. We verify Premier level membership and then we bring you in. We're creating threads and conversations around what you want to talk about. We're really in a listening stage at this point, which will remain, but we'll also give it a little more shape. And it's about people being able to drop a question in there about what platform do you use for this, and what kind of advice do you have if I'm looking to get my e-speakers profile done. Well, that's something we do, together. But what other ways can you use to get your speaking career off and running? Who does speaker one sheets, and where might we get that done? So it's just a range of material that's available there for our Premier members, and we're going to feature them more, both there and across all of our platforms. So I love it. It's exciting. It's new. People seem to be really engaging, and it's great. It's
I
great.
just checked into the Premier group and want to give a shout out to Lisa Danforth. Thanks. She says she loves the community support, how everyone is so willing to share all the fabulous expert advice, amazing community here. So, sometimes we hear people say, but I'm not using Women Speakers Association. It's here for you. We're actually working for you 24/7. We did a show last week with Gail on how we're working for you. So you are using it because we're working for you 24/7 to give you visibility. And your e-speakers profile is giving you that visibility. And your community is just there for you to say hello, to touch base, and to give you that visibility too. And also we have the trainings that are available for you 24/7. And everything's now going into all the speaker chats we're going to have are going into that Premier group. So it's all in one place under the video area. There's so much. And I also want to give a shout out to Galit. Rosen, I see you in the associate group, our big group. Thank you for liking today and watching today. If anybody else is here and you want to say hi, I'm checking those three places: our Facebook page, Facebook group, and the Premier group. So I was just checking the page because that's where we originally went live, and I was hoping everything went there. And Gina, I'm so glad I got your name right too, Gina Downey. Halam. So anyway, so it's really been fun. We're going to say something?
Yeah, just that if you are tuning in now or later on the recording and the replay, and you find us on our page, please share it from there. You can't really share it from the groups, obviously, but we would love it if you would share this, and maybe there are other people who would like to become free associate members with us, or just follow our free offerings that we have, or interested in up-leveling a bit and becoming a Premier member. So we'd love you to share it out from that Facebook page, the Women Speakers Association Facebook page.
Yeah, if you haven't liked the Facebook page yet, that would be a great thing. If you love the mission of getting more visibility, getting seen, getting booked, getting paid, getting your message out there, I mean, we truly believe Women Speakers Association is about empowering women to change the world, one message at a time. You have an important message. You're here to cause global transformation, and we're here to make sure that happens. What can we do to make sure that happens? That's what the leadership team is here doing 24/7 for you. We want to make sure that the inspiring, empowering, positive messages that you have that cause transformation in other people's lives gets done. And the only way we can help you do that, the only way anyone can do that is by getting you out there more, giving you the confidence, giving you the training, and giving you the visibility to get it done. So let's get it done, people. If you like that, if you're out there, if you want that support, if you want a community of people, you have it. Obviously, we're here for you. But share this. I love that. Share this video. Just go to the facebook.com/Women Speakers Association, Women Speakers Association, and click that little share button on this, or anything on that page, really. You can't share from groups, you can share from pages, so make sure you like the page, share from the page. That's also where we put the visibility out for our other members. We put quotes there, we do it on Instagram, we do it on Twitter, we do it all over. And you gave a great tip, Deb. You gave a fabulous tip. What was that tip about for people to evergreen? So I want you to say a little bit more about what do you mean by evergreen your WSA TV show?
Okay. There are many social media platforms that will, or tools that will allow you to have some recurring posts, like on Twitter is particularly where I do it. And I drop my media opportunities as well as any other pieces of content that are relevant to my audience in there, and it recycles. So my WSA TV shows show up every so often as a part of an overall content marketing strategy. Instead of so many of us get on a podcast or get on something like WSA TV and it gets shared out one time and that's it. And really, there's so much value in that that can be shared over and over on the platforms that are meant for that, much like Twitter, or when it resurfaces, perhaps even on your blog. So it's just a way that we can really maximize that visibility that we all really need to grow our businesses. So at Women Speakers Association, I feel like we make it really easy for people because we show how we're going to share them when they're on any one of our platforms. If they're featured on our blog, if they've written a guest blog post for us, our WSA TV episodes show up on our blog as well. So they can see us out there on social media and they can retweet it and they can copy that tweet and make it their own and drop it into a place where they can evergreen it for themselves too.
We even put it on YouTube too. So we are giving massive visibility for you. Once you've gotten your WSA TV show done, you can put it on your own blog. We've had lots of members do that. And so you have a video. You have your very first video done. Boom. Drop the mic, as they say, right? All right. So, I wanted to share one more thing. So we've been talking about the leadership team. The leadership team are members just like you who have volunteered and to do some extra work have initiated that and then have become a part after a period of working, have become a part of the leadership team. So I wanted to just share who our lovely team is. Some of them, we do gather once a year to work on this. We gather every month virtually, but in person, we fly from all parts of the globe to work on, how can we actually help you spread the mission and the message, your message, and cause that global transformation and become the impact and the influence in the world you are already being, but take it to the next level. So we're here for you. We're working for you. Your leadership team is here behind the scenes. And we work very closely with Gail and the executive team to get this stuff done. We're always doing continual improvement. So we want to hear from you. You can always email support at Women Speakers Association or contact Deb or I. We're always here to listen to you and make it better. So any last words of wisdom from you, Deb, about Women Speakers Association? You're so wise.
Oh, yeah, that's so nice of you. Only just to add that the way that I've experienced the leadership team as well as the membership is much like what happened today. So if you don't mind, I'm going to share with people how I came to be on this episode that we're doing of WSA TV. Laura texted me and said, "Hey, would you like to join me tomorrow?" And I said, "Okay, how shall I prepare?" And she said, "Oh, I have a couple of ideas." And we work so closely together as a group to support our membership that there's a real level of trust trust between us that I knew I could just show up and we would have a conversation that would talk about what we feel so strongly about, which is the mission of Women Speakers Association. And it doesn't have to be scripted and it doesn't have to be practiced out. And that I knew that I'd be in good hands with you, not only about the video, but just the conversation. And I feel like that core group of us who work together so closely on the leadership team try very hard to extend that out beyond our team to the full membership when we interact with them. It's about supporting, it's about collaborating, and it's about featuring and lifting up others. And that's really why I came here, and that's why I stay.
And I know one thing is for sure. I knew I could reach out to you because you are of that community and collaborative mindset, and that if I wanted a really great show and you were available, I could count on that. So thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for watching. We are here for you, and we will see you in the groups, the regular Women Speakers Association group and the Premier Member group. Please let us know how we can continue to support you. We'll be back next week with another episode of WSA TV and some awesome Premier members. Bye for now.